Hello everyone. Till now, we have understood what is an offer, what is an acceptance, what is a contract, what is an agreement, all about those details. But now we need to understand one very basic thing, which is communication. In contract law, communication is extremely important because the law does not recognize things that stay only in the mind. Whatever you want to do, whether it is making an offer, accept it, or cancel it, the other person must know about it. That is why Section 3 talks about communication of proposals, acceptance, and revocations. So remember this Section 3. It is mainly talks about the communication of proposals, acceptance, and revocations. In simple terms, communication means informing the other party. You may inform by speaking or by writing or sometimes even by your actions. For example, you may speak directly, you may send a letter or a message, or you may act in a way that clearly shows your intention. The law accepts all these forms of communication. The important thing to remember is this: without a communication, nothing works. An offer which is not communicated cannot be accepted. Acceptance which is not communicated does not create a contract. Revocation which is not communicated has no effect. So, communication is the backbone of contract formation. Now, let us understand when communication is said to be complete, because this is where students usually get confused. Communication of an offer is complete when the offer is actually comes to the knowledge of the person to whom it is made. Till the other person knows about the offer has no meaning for him. Acceptance works in a slightly different way. Acceptance is complete against the proposer when the acceptor sends it in such a way that it goes out of his control. But acceptance is complete against the acceptor only when the proposer actually comes to know about it. So, acceptance has two completion points, one for the proposer and one for the acceptor. Let us understand this slowly with an example. Suppose I send my acceptance by post. The moment I post the letter, I cannot take it back. So, from that moment, acceptance is complete against me. But the proposer becomes bound only when the letter reaches him. This difference is very important and it is explained under the section 4 of Indian Contract Act. Now, let us think or let us check how communication made in real life. Communication can be made in very simple ways. It may be oral by speaking, where people talk directly. It may be in writing, such as letters, messages, or emails. Communication also be implied through conduct, where actions speak louder than the words. For an example, when you enter a bus and sit down, no one speaks, but communication has already taken place. The bus owner has communicated willingness to carry you, and you have communicated acceptance by your conduct. In today's time, electronic communication like an email and online messages are also valid. The important thing to remember is that the mode of communication affects when acceptance becomes complete. And that is why the law pays attention to how communication is made. Now let us understand what is revocation, which simply means withdrawal or cancellation. Just like you can make an offer, you can also cancel it. This section 5 talks about revocation of offers and acceptances as well. But cancellation cannot be done at any time you want. The timing of revocation is very important. First thing, an offer can be revoked any time before acceptance becomes complete against the proposer. Similarly, acceptance can be revoked anytime before it becomes complete against the acceptor. I'll just repeat it. An offer can be revoked any time before acceptance becomes complete against the proposer. Similarly, acceptance can be revoked any time before it becomes complete against the acceptor. But remember this very clearly, revocation must be communicated. Just thinking in your mind that you have cancelled the offer does not cancel it in law. For an example, if I decide not to sell something anymore but do not inform the other person, the offer still exists. Revocation works only when the other person knows about it. So, timing and communication both matter in revocation. Now, let us see when revocation is actually complete. Revocation of an offer is complete when it comes to knowledge of the offeree. Revocation of acceptance is when complete when it comes to the knowledge of the proposer. Unlike acceptance, simply sending a revocation is not enough. For an example, if I post a letter cancelling my offer, the cancellation is not effective when I post the letter. It becomes effective only when the other person receives it. This is a different from acceptance where posting is enough. These rules exist to prevent confusion and to make sure both parties clearly know their position. An offer does not remain open forever. Section 6 of Indian Contract Act explains different ways in which an offer can come to an end. An offer may be revoked by giving notice of revocation to the other party. It may also lapse if it is not accepted within the given time or within a reasonable time. An offer also may come to an end if the conditions required for acceptance are not fulfilled. Another important situation is death or insanity of the proposer, provided the other party comes to know about it before acceptance. Section 6 gives a complete list of these situations, meaning no other method of revocation are recognized by the law. Now let us bring everything together. Communication of offer, acceptance, and revocation is governed by Section 3 and 4, and revocation is governed by Section 5 and 6. The law focuses heavily on who knows what and what time. If communication is late or unclear, the legal result changes. This is why communication and revocation are just not technical ideas. They decide whether a contract is formed or not. Once these concepts are clear, offer and acceptance becomes much easier to understand, and the entire the series Indian Contract Act making more sense. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you for watching.